All right, today, guys, we have a 2003 Ford Explorer Sport, which is the two-door version, and it's a V6 and it has selectable four-wheel drive. But before we get into that, let's start it up. All right, as you see, starts right up. There are no lights on it. It does say door ajar because I have the back hatch open, but as you can see, everything else is exactly as it should be. All right, let's zoom in here. And there's our mileage on the truck right now. It's 187,240 miles. Okay. It has a decent level of equipment. You got power windows. Alright, and like I said, it's only two-door. So you only got the two power windows. These rear windows here, as you can see, they do open, but they're not power. Alright. And also power mirrors. You can see the mirror moving there. Let's swing it over to the other side. And there's the other power mirror as well. Okay. And of course, we do have a sunroof, which is nice to have. Alright, let me close this up. Alright, as you can see, it does have cruise control on the steering wheel. Of course, your wipers and everything else are there. Let's give those a whirl. There's your wipers and our horn. All right. As far as a radio, it does have an aftermarket. Let me see if I can turn this thing on. Tuner.
These ticket prices, 12 bucks for beer and everything else.
So that comes in nice and strong. That's actually the quickest I've ever figured out how to use one of those things. They always seem to be more complicated than they need to be. And of course, we have our heat, which I feel is coming out okay right there. And air conditioning. I don't know how much this will tell me because it's pretty cold out right now. It's about 35 degrees. So, I mean, it definitely cooled right off, but that could be just the weather. But like I did say, there's a little bit of heat coming out of there. All right. Turn that off. All right, so there you go, guys. Like I said, a decent amount of equipment. And the interior is in pretty good shape, but we'll get to that in just a second. So now let's check out the motor. All right, so this is a 4.0 liter V6 motor. All right, as you can see, there we go. I'll just rev it up for you. Alright, as you can hear, you know, it runs really good running truck. And actually the body looks really good. For an Explorer, this is one of the nicest looking ones we've had in a while, so, but we'll get to the body here in a little bit as well. So the first thing we're going to check out is the tread depth on our tires here. You can see the nice factory, the Ford alloy wheels. Alright, and let me get my little tread depth gauge out here. Alright, so we have right at 9/30 seconds on the front one. Okay. And we can head to our back tire here. And that one's probably right at 8/30 seconds on the rear tire. Okay. And again, 7:30 seconds on this rear tire. And then our other front tire, this looks pretty good up front here, is 9:30 seconds, okay? The tires are in pretty good shape all the way around, but a little better on the front. Alright, now let's have a look at the inside of the vehicle. Cloth interior, okay, you can see the kind of dark gray, light gray pattern they got going on. There's a couple cigarette burns there and one right there. But overall, pretty clean, pretty good shape. There's a look at our floor. Okay. Our dashboard is nice and clean and shiny. As always with these things, looks like someone had an issue with the upholstery, I guess you call it, on the armrest. So they made their own. So that's, you know, if that's something you want to fix, you can go right ahead, or you can use that one. Okay. All right, let's have a look at the door jambs. Alright, and as you see, a little tiny spot of rust right there, but overall it's in pretty good shape for these Fords, especially these. These normally rust pretty good down low. Alright, let's have a look at our doors and all. And as you can see, the door's in good shape there. Have a step back, look at our door panel. All right, and that's pretty much it. All right, and like I said, it is a 2-door, so it does have the adjustable seat. You slide up, and you step in, and of course your back seat as well. And these, of course, fold down. All right, I think it's just simply, it's hard to do this stuff with one hand. There we go. Nope. There we go. All right, pretty simple. You just fold it down, and then you have all that extra storage space in the back there. All right, like I said, you do have windows you can open, and it's fairly easy, to get in and out of it. All right, let's have a look at our trunk here. All right, looks like this thing slid up a little bit. Tuck that in. Okay, but there's your extra storage space. Of course, this one folds down flat as well. All right, you got plenty of space back here. All right, and then of course underneath you have your spare tire right there. Okay. All right, so let's close that up. And we'll go around to our driver's side. Alright, let me get the format out of the way. It's a little bit of more wear and tear on this seat. Pretty good up top, but when you get below, you can see you got a cigarette burn there. Okay, and then of course a little bit of damage there where you see it just ripped up the upholstery a little bit. Alright, and then our floor. Of course there's a little spot right there. Overall, pretty good shape. All right, it does have a power seat, so you can slide this, slide it all the way forward. Okay, and then hit that. You got plenty of space to get in back here. All right, looks like we got some fuzzies, probably from a towel or something. There's your floor. All right, and again, your power seat. You go all the way back now. All right, so there's your interior. Pretty straightforward. Like I said, pretty good shape. Oh, let me get a look at the door jamb here. All right, so there's your door jamb down low, nice and clean, no rust there, and then a look at the door itself. Alright, then of course down low on the door, nice and clean again. Alright, so let's slide this back in here. Okay. Alright, now on to the exterior of the vehicle. Make sure I didn't lock myself out there. As you can see, it's red and it's nice and shiny and bright. And like I said, the body's in really good shape all the way around. Alright, so we'll just start here with this front fender. Alright, there looks like a little bit of a dent and scratch right there. Overall, this might be the worst bit of body damage on the entire vehicle. So, it's in pretty good shape all the way around. Let's have a look at our roof. I cannot see. There we go. Alright, so there's your roof. Of course, your little luggage rack on the roof. There's our driver's side door. And your molding and your running board down low. Okay. Our back panel here. It's in pretty good shape. You can see a little bit of a chip right there. The plastic molding's in pretty good shape, and you can see all the way around the wheel wells in really nice shape here. Alright, let's have a shot up here at the top of our, there we go, top of our tailgate. Okay, there's another little nick right there in the paint. Other than that though, you know, just little minor things like that. That's really the only issue with the body on this truck. Alright, then your bumper. Just a boring gray bumper. Okay, let's get a shot of the roof from this side. Alright, bring it back here. To our back panel. It's nice and shiny. Look here at the wheel wells, again, pretty good shape. Alright, then our door, top of our door I should say. Alright, the door itself, again, really good shape, nice clean shiny paint, and your molding and your running board. Okay, so let's get to our other fender here. Alright, see a little bit of nick maybe right there. Other than that, really good shape. There's your wheel well, nice and clean. Okay, and here's the front of the truck. Get you a close up on the hood. I did notice, yeah, there's a couple scratches you can see. But overall, really good, nice hood. No chips on the front here. Maybe a couple little ones, but nothing major. And there's a little notch there, and maybe a little rub mark. Okay. But overall, a really nice, clean body, a really good looking truck. Like I said, it is a V6 Ford Explorer Sport, and it does have four-wheel drive, and we'll test that in a little bit. But next, we're going to take it out on a quick test drive. All right, folks, so now we're going to take... Oh, that's the aftermarket radio. They always do that when you turn the car off. Now we're going to take this car out for a test drive. This is a 2003 Ford Explorer Sport with a 4.0 V6 and four-wheel drive. All right, so we had it running for about 10-15 minutes. All right, after it warms up, starts right up, no problem. You know, no lights on, anything like that. So now we're going to take it out on the road here. All right, so off we go. Alright, and there we are. No problem, nice and smooth, good ride, all the way up to about 55 miles an hour. Okay, and we got a nice straight stretch here, hands off the wheel, tracking pretty straight right down the road here. So, you know, very, you know, like I said, comfortable drive. I will say it's kind of typical, a lot of these Fords, it is a little bit loose in the front, not the front, in the steering. But overall, not nearly as bad as a lot of the Fords we've had. So like I said, really good running, really good drive, shifts smooth, so everything, you know, checks out on this truck. This is a good solid little truck here. Okay, so I'm going to turn around here. Okay, and we'll do the same thing on the way back. Drive here. That's what I thought. Okay. And off we go again. Alright. Again, not a problem. Nice and smooth, nice and easy, all the way up to about 55. We're going nice and straight. I don't really hear a lot of road noise or anything, so overall, you know, pretty good ride, and definitely, you know, don't hear any noise out of the engine or anything. I think the motor is really good in this truck as well. Okay, so now what we're going to do is give it a quick brake check in this gravel, not gravel, but there is some gravel and a lot of crosswalks. All right, so make sure this guy gets out of there. Okay. Right, here we go, and just a nice hard brake check. All right, as you can see, you know, it took us a nice easy stop, you know, in a straight line. We weren't pulling wildly to the left or right. The wheel's not swinging one way to the other, so everything feels like it checks out there. On the brakes, you know, it just feels good. It does grab and you do stop. I gotta go around this guy here's in my driveway. So what we're going to do now, I don't know if you guys can see it, there's a gravel driveway right here. We're going to go check our four-wheel drive system out. Alright, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull up onto this gravel driveway, and it's on a slope as well, and then we're just going to put it into four-wheel drive. So right now we're in two-wheel drive. It's got three options: two-wheel drive, 4x4 high, and 4x4 low. Let me put it in a 4x4 high. Okay, and there we go. Not spinning any stone or anything like that, although I just took a whack on the antenna from these trees we got. Yeah, but overall grabbed, you know, wasn't spinning. I wasn't shooting any stone out of the back, so that's our 4x4 high. So now we're going to do the same thing in our 4x4 low. All right, so there we go. Clicks into 4 low, and we take off right away. Not a problem there. All right, so both 4x4 systems, you know, are working just as they should. All right, so now I'm going to pop it back into 2-wheel drive. Okay. All right, so we go to 2-wheel drive there. Okay. All right, guys, so that's it. Like I said, really good running truck. You know, drives pretty smooth, nice and easy down the road. Shifts good, and the motor seems to be, you know, it seems like someone took care of this one pretty good, because as you can just tell by looking at the body and the motor, that it was pretty well maintained. All right, so I'm going to pull right back here in front of the grass. A little bumpy over here, but it's to be expected. All right, so let's have one last check, walk around of the vehicle. If I can get this thing off the stuck. There we go. All right, so one last walk around. I will say, I don't know if you guys can see that because of the glare. Oh, yeah, there it is. There's one little chip in the windshield. Nothing major. Okay. And of course, for our New Jersey residents, we do have a good inspection for another 1.5 years or so. So you got plenty of time on the inspection sticker there. All right, so a quick recap, guys. 2003 Ford Explorer Sport with a V6 motor and 4-wheel drive. It does have the 2-wheel drive and then the 4-high, 4-low option, so it's not all-wheel drive, which means it's all-time 4-wheel drive. So that's nice. Maybe save a little bit on gas there when you don't need the 4x4. Body's in really good shape. The motor's really strong. You know, and it just seems to be a pretty solid little car, or truck, I should say. So if you're looking for something like this might be the perfect one for you. Okay, all right, folks, thanks for watching, and we hope to hear from you soon.